And we're back. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. I neglected to show off what over energy stuff I got and all that sort of good stuff. And secondly, we're here to try to explain what just happened, what you just viewed, viewers.
Or more correctly, to rip apart what just happened.
Yeah.
Because
So,
dear.
So, while we rip apart, and oh yeah, this is the first time I've ever seen lowered evation. So, you know, me asking about how to get lowered evation, yeah,
I don't even think I got that as a mutation.
yeah, first time I've ever seen that before. But, there it is again. But as you can see, the energy quality chip things upgrade that I've been leveling up is really starting to pay off. Lots of level 2s and 3s. I can't really complain about it. But while we rip this apart, I'll be doing over energy. And no, you won't have to listen to the music in the background or anything like that. I'll pretty much drown it out with music or something, or edit it out. But here's what we have to upgrade if anybody cares to come with their opinion. I suspect I'll be doing what I've been doing this entire time. Not that I blame them. I think they're, at this point, they're trying to avoid the videos as much as they can.
Again, not that we can blame them.
No, definitely not. I will be getting that, though. I don't care about you guys, but I will be getting that. I will make my life so much more easy. Or easier.
But you're supposed to suffer for our entertainment. That's not how
Yeah.
Let's Plays work.
Yeah, that is not how Let's Plays work, but screw it. I'm gonna do this the proper way. And the proper way is having played the game before. Yeah. So, as we can see, the Shin series, not a popular series of shotguns, in my opinion. It's just power shotguns that are really shitty. And, snipers. Power, capacity, or, oh god, power. That's the choices.
I wonder.
I will be choosing the capacity. Just to at least have it. It'll serve a certain purpose for the next video. And, I can't get that one. My launcher level's too low.
Shucks.
Well, it's not like you use the rocket launchers, not rocket launchers, but the grenade launchers much during the game. They have almost no ammo. Usually not even worth it.
They're very, very situational weapons.
Yeah, they're good against certain bosses. I've seen people like speedrun bosses with like a combination of sniper and the grenade launcher, and they can just kill the boss in a couple seconds.
Yeah.
That's after they got all the upgrades and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So, viewers, I bet you have a lot of questions going through your head about now.
Frankly, I've got a hell of a lot of questions as well, but probably not the same. Well, except for maybe one. But, yeah. The, Peter Lorre wannabe that you saw there was Kunihiko Maeda, who was in the very first Parasite Eve game. He was basically your go-to guy for finding out what mitochondria was and all that good stuff. In the first game, he was very socially awkward. You got the feeling that he was very much out of his depth, he was a fish out of water, and all that kind of thing. And also he was dealing with, let's be perfectly honest here, a very good-looking woman. So that would have added to him being really weird and awkward. Here, they've basically made him an outright creepy pedophile.
Yeah, like I've stated several times before, between recordings, the kind of creepy guy you'd expect to call up like sex phone hotlines or just be stalking Ian, calling up repeatedly and breathing very heavily into the phone. And
Okay,
then
please stop doing that while I'm wearing headphones.
Sorry. But then, yeah, you'd be like the type of person you call, you get a call from, you're going like, hello, who's this? Who's this? You're creeping me out. Stop calling me. And you slam the phone.
Yeah.
And then they call you again immediately.
Thing is, though, I have a theory about this, although it might be giving the game a little bit too much credit.
Alright, do explain. Take your time. We have 20 minutes. Well, 15 now.
Okay. Basically, this game, I think, was very much aimed at a certain section of the market. The kind of guys who like buying games simply because they have women in sexy outfits and fan service and all that thing. Thing is, though, on the other hand, you've got Maeda, who's basically acting really creepy because he has a good-looking woman in front of him who's relying on him and all that kind of stuff. So in a way, Maeda is supposed to represent the player. And, you know, they're basically saying, this is what you are doing, you creepy fuck. But I think it might be giving the game a little bit too much credit, and B, it's one of those things, if you have to have it pointed out to you so blatantly, then you're probably not gonna get it at all.
See, my reaction was, oh god, what did they do to you, Maeda? That was
that's
my
acceptable
reaction.
as well.
And there was much crying, and you know, I had recently watched the Let's Plays too. At this point, I was like, I played like episode 1 of this game, then I'm like, screw it, I'm putting this game aside, and then I'm gonna actually try to watch the Let's Plays of Parasite Eve 1 and 2, or Let's Plays of them, and then see if I can make. So, you know, I'm pretty sure there's going to be like some references and stuff like that, right? So that
Yeah.
they can maybe make some sense out of the plot in the future. Because it was aimed as like a spin-off for fans or something like that.
Yeah.
In a sense. But then I had forgotten how bad this game was. You know, the first 3 chapters is, you know, right up until the final cutscene of Chapter 3. Okay, yeah, you know, natural progression. You know, it's going somewhere. Let's stick out with it. And then they throw this bomb on you, which confuses you, and you do not know what's going on.
And more than that, all of a sudden, the game jumps forward 2 months with pretty much no explanation as to what's happened beyond, oh, by the way, everyone's dead. Except for you.
Yeah. So, what we can say so far is just so people will get an idea what's been going on.
Because God knows we don't have a clue.
No, actually, anything anybody thinks up is pure speculation because they never explain it.
Yeah.
But, oh, and I don't know if I have to point this out, but notice I got a single DNA. Perfect. Well, a single dotted one. Not 2 across or 3 across, just a single chip. Those are pretty rare. But I just wanted to point that out.
Anyway.
So I was surprised seeing it myself. Anyway, yeah. Okay. In the CTI files, if you read, it says Aya shot Cray, which makes you think, did they have a boss plan for here?
It would make perfect sense. Because
Considering
the way,
we sort of already have an arena that we
yeah,
can fight.
and the way the last 2 battles have been set up, you run into someone, you have a chat with them, and then they go all it's morphin time.
Yeah, they turn into a Twisted.
Yeah.
So, okay, so here's what we got. We got Cray, and he's like, haha, I'm seeing my daughter instead of Eve, so they're seeing the possibility of someone's existence. I guess the Twisted's messing with their heads or fooling with them or something.
Again, not explained too clearly.
No, they don't explain that at all. But then he basically goes like on a psychotic rage because, you know, the military wants to destroy the Babel, and he sees his dead daughter, and he's like, yeah, yeah, I'm gonna go kill everybody who tries to stop to destroy this Babel. That's why the mission went total shit, because he's the one who set up the traps, he's the one who killed everybody, and because you interfered, he ends up sacrificing himself to the Babel or something. He gets eaten up by the Babel, therefore no longer exists.
Which is why he turns into pretty sparklies on the rooftop.
Yeah, I think that scene was done pretty well though, where you know he's where Blank goes in, he's trying to like stop Cray from probably doing something really stupid. Who knows, right? Or something. And plus, you know, they're friends. And whatnot. And then he stands there and he's like, "As the world changes," he's like, "Hey, why am I?" Huh? And then he goes all gasping because I don't know, he sees something change with the Babels. Well, the Babel.
I think there were slightly fewer Babels out there than there were at the start.
Yeah. I think they basically were like a couple of tiny, like little Babels around, but not enough to be considered a Babel.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, the growth from another Babel grabbing on something.
Yeah. A few branches or spires or whatever you want to call it.
Exactly. But I think it was really only one Babel left at that point because basically, as they said, you destroyed the hub, and maybe the hub itself did not get destroyed. But this is like for the New York area, I guess. Because if you read the CTI files, you know, there's still Babels around all over the world. And you never hear anything about the rest of the world other than the government not even being able to... Governments from all over the world not being able to decide how they're going to tackle this or even work together, which just strikes me kind of as dumb. Oh well. That's for a completely different rant, I guess. But... So we have him, he sacrificed himself, and then you get like, bam, 2 months later, and we can't really come with our theories as to what might have caused this one last Babel in New York to still exist and grow exponentially. Yeah. But all the thing we know is that they want to take it out, because, you know, if they take that one out, then in theory they basically got New York back.
Yeah, although if they can't take it out, then they're going to reduce it to a smouldering radioactive crater.
Well, I think the world has gotten to the point where they're kind of desperate to get rid of these Babels and destroy them.
True, but
I mean, for each, it's like an undead army, you know, or like a zombie movie. For each person that falls, there comes another zombie, and yeah, chain effect.
I don't know, it just seems kind of
excessive?
I was going to say counterproductive, but, you know, excessive works too.
But it's only Manhattan, so they're going to probably just use a small
it's not like
group.
anything's important in there.
No. Not at all, but I figure the idea is the idea is to toss a small nuke on the building or something, so they only vaporize Manhattan. And then they use the right kind of nuke so the radiation doesn't spread. Because there's all kinds of nukes out there, it's crazy.
Yeah, I'm sure someone in the thread will come in and be, excuse me, but I think you'll find that kind of a bomb of sufficient megatonnage was placed here. Go inside.
Hell, I mean, if you knew the Twisted could die from a neutron bomb, you'd use that instead of a nuke. Basically, it's basically like a nuke, but only just X-rays the area so much and vaporizes everything that's living. Actually pretty scary when you think about it.
Yeah. Let's move on.
Yeah. So, that's what we have in the plot. And then we're introduced to, hey, Midas back. And I guess the context is Aya escaped the CTI when everything was in chaos, which would have made for an interesting level, using Overdrive to position guys around and maybe open doors or
at the very least, you know, using other guys to fight your way out. That would have been brilliant.
Yeah, you know, do something, right? And
yeah, it's a big wasted opportunity right there.
And then she escaped, and because she has part of her memories back, she probably remembers Maida from back at the incident several years ago. And she figured, oh well, she could probably trust him. And
it's okay, I can probably hook up with this guy, and there's a good chance he won't slaughter me in my sleep. Yeah. Actually, no. Considering what they've done to him, killing her in her sleep would probably be the least horrible thing she could do.
Yeah, that would be correct. Oh.
I mean, making him creepy is one thing, but the part where he starts drooling over Aya, who... spoilers for Parasite Eve 2, so if you're watching the LP of that, you might want to turn the sound off for about 30 seconds. Chronologically, she's... well, physically she's about 13 by this point. Chronologically, she's about 3. That's really creepy.
Yeah, well, he was looking at Eve, so, the mixed names, you mean Eve, not Aya.
No, I was just going by what, the previous game. Anyway, physically she's about 13, 14 by this point. Which is bad enough. So, yeah. Like I said, making him creepy and perving over Aya is bad enough, but the rest of it, no.
Oh, this creepy pedophile guy.
Yeah. And like I said, the fact that they've got him basically perving over Aya in the same way anyone who'd be, going out of their way to ruin all our costumes. They're basically doing the same thing. Makes me wonder if it wasn't a take that at the, at the fan base. But again, as I said earlier, that would probably be giving the game a bit too much credit.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I was starting to turn on alright, and yeah, she's actually starting to talk for once, and, do some, I guess, decent voice acting, because she's got a couple lines now.
No, she's not moaning and whimpering all over the place.
Well, right until you get into the actual game and start doing dodges. But still, she's voice acting. She's got voice acting now. Holy shit! She's actually able to say stuff. And now they're just fucking with Maeda instead. And trust me, you'll get tired of listening to him. You half the sentences are either like okay, socially awkward or like informative. And then suddenly there comes like a spin to the other half of his sentence that just so wrong.
Yeah, put it this way, you'll be wishing you had Boss back on your side.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of sad. I was kind of sad to see at this point in the game where you lost Blank and Hydebore, the team who was talking to you this entire time, giving you information and tips and all that. They're not there, and you'd kind of gotten used to them at this point. And now they're kind of just, they're dead.
Dead or non-existent by this point.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's just, this game's plot is such a big mess.
Yeah, like I said in the thread itself, I don't use the term clusterfuck lightly.
No.
This is a perfect storm.
The only thing I can do is sit here and chuckle nervously.
Yeah, it's really not a game you play for the storyline, which is really depressing because the first two games did have a fairly good and solid storyline.
And I'd also like to point out, people noticed that the limit engaged under the thing I'm doing here. That means that I can't get any higher level, and then it re-rolls it until it gets to a level that isn't too high.
Yeah, so your over energy, unless you've got two of the same linked up, as you can sometimes see there, the level of your skills can only be a maximum of half your current level.
Well, actually, it's a little bit different than that because, as you can see, yeah,
sometimes you get lucky with a plus, with plus 1 or 2, but by and large, it's very hard to get it past half your level.
Yeah,
to a maximum of 25.
The cap happens at 56. When you can get level 25 in an ability. So it's a little bit more than just half, but it barely negligible.
Yeah, like I said, the general rule is it's more the best if you can get it to at least half. That's good. Getting it past that usually requires a hell of a lot of re-rolling, which if you want to by all
Well,
means go ahead.
That's why you use leveled up chips to level up your stuff with, because it's so much easier.
Yeah. But even then, it still requires a hell of a lot of rerolling.
Oh yeah, I mean, when I did this the first time around, I basically spent like 1 to 2 hours because I only had level 1 chips, just to try and get some level ups on my stuff.
Yeah. When you start off, generally, you know, the idea is you're supposed to have 9 different skills, but when you start off, having 1 or 2 linked skills to make that skill higher, generally is a good idea.
Definitely. But as you can see, I'm sort of running out of chips here, and also the video's also running out of time. So I say we cut our losses here and
End the thread?
no, we'll see you next time.
Oh well, it's worth a shot.